Halt, friend or foe?
Foe.
Asking for a good spanking, you clown. Tell me what you want here, or beat it, and fast.
What are you doing here?
What does it look like? I must see to it that these miserable wretches gets the palisade built in time. If they don't, Captain Greg will kick my ass all over the place. Also, I keep strangers from traipsing in here just like that.
Greg's your boss?
He sure is, and it's Captain Greg to you. Have I made myself clear? He's a great man. If you meet him, be careful not to get on the wrong side of him. You won't live long enough to regret it. He's not in the camp right now. Francis is in command for now. He sits in front of Greg's hut all day and goggles at us working.
What are you building the palisade for?
But we don't want to make it too easy for the bandits. Those bastards are getting more brazen all the time. They've been sneaking around our camp for days now, just like sharks after a shipwreck. Some of those good-for-nothings are holding up in the tower a little south of here. But that's only an advance party, I'm sure. If they're really stupid enough to mount an attack, we'll give them a welcome they won't forget.
Why would the bandits attack you?
Because there's war between them and us. What did you think? Everything was peachy at first. We brought them here, they marched right into their swamp and left us alone. But now, those bastards attack anyone who's not one of them. Heaven knows what's gotten into them. I reckon they may be after our boats. There's no other way to get out of here after all. You should ask Skip about this. He's been with them and barely got away with his life. He's got quite an interesting tale to tell. Too bad you can't hear it, though. You haven't paid your toll after all.
About those bandits in the tower.
If you're planning to take them on all by yourself, forget it. I'll be sending 2 people from my raiding troop soon. Let them handle the bandits.
Can you teach me how to be a better fighter?
First, pay your toll. After that, I can talk to you about fighting. It's all included in the price.
I want to join your raiding troop.
But you won't get past me that easily, kid. First, let's talk about whether you can get into the camp at all.
I want in there.
Really? That'll cost you, though. 500 gold pieces. You got some gold, haven't you?
Can't we come to an agreement somehow?
Well, give me a good reason and I might make it cheaper for you.
I'm supposed to bring Morgan this meat.
And who sent you?
Alligator Jack. He says that Morgan is already waiting for it.
I see. Not in the mood himself, is he?
Let me in.
You want to play errand boy for Alligator Jack and bring the swamp rat meat to Morgan. 400 gold pieces. Or you just get lost. It's as simple as that.
I think that's too much.
Come on, I already made it cheaper for you.
Nothing there.
Halt, friend or foe?
Friend.
Anyone can say that. I don't know you. What do you want here?
About those bandits in the tower.
Yes?
Their history.
Did you pull that off all by yourself? Respect! Maybe you'll even be a real pirate someday.
Let me in.
You want to play errand boy for Alligator Jack and bring the swamp rat meat to Morgan. And best of all, you got that vomit in the tower off our backs. I never thought you could do it all by yourself. 200 gold pieces, or you just get lost. It's as simple as that.
Good. Here's your gold.
Thanks. Welcome to our camp. If you were planning to sign on with us, lad, you're out of luck. Only the captain decides who gets to sign on in here, and he took half the crew and went to sea after booty. But you can stay until he's back, provided you don't cause any trouble here.
I want to join your raiding troop.
Well, welcome to my raiding troop then. One more fighter to help keep the bandits off our backs. I should have said get one of the boys and smoke out those bastards in the tower. But you already did that.
Is there anything else for me to do?
We've been waiting for wood for our palisade for days now. Malcolm and Owen should have been back some time ago. Their woodcutter's camp isn't far from here, by the hollow to the southeast. Tell them we're waiting for that wood. No, wait, tell Owen. Malcolm is too unreliable.
Can you teach me how to be a better fighter?
Sure, why not?
Teach me.
Come back when you have more experience. You're learning fast. Maybe you'll be a real pirate someday. Is it really true?
No idea. You tell me.
How's it going?
I can't complain. It's a bit boring, but at least I don't have to work. I'm preparing for the next task that Greg's given me.
What task?
I mustn't say. No offense, kid, but I've worked hard for the privilege, and I don't want to lose it again.
Can you teach me something?
I'm sorry, I've got no time right now. I've got some training to do.
Who around here can teach me something?
Henry and Morgan are leading our raiding troops. They can teach you how to be a better fighter. Henry's people all use two-handed weapons. Morgan prefers the faster one-handed weapons.
Who else?
Beats me, I've never been interested in anything else. But I'm sure that Alligator Jack or Samuel could still show you a trick or two.
That's been known a long time.
There was no big deal.
I'm not telling you anything new.
What have we here? A fresh face, and not one of those filthy bandits, I hope. I'm Garrett. If there's anything you need, ask me first. I can get you almost anything. Wine, weapons, and other stuff you might need. Except for booze. If it's a decent drink you want, go see Samuel.
I never knew that.
Who's Samuel?
He's our moonshiner. He's got his cave on the beach, a little distance from the camp. You can't miss it. Just walk north. You'll be well advised to keep yourself supplied with grog. Some of the boys here aren't very fond of greenhorns at all, if you get my drift. A decent swig of grog can work wonders for you.
Where do you get your supplies?
Skip always brings loads of stuff from Khorinis when he visits there. Until recently, he used to sell some of it directly to the bandits. But since we've been at war with the bandits, I'm the one who ends up with all the stuff now.
That was obvious all along.
What do you know about the bandits?
You'd better ask Skip about that. He's been through quite a lot with that bunch. Let me tell you, Greg has given orders to do away with any bandit who shows up near the camp.
You're Captain Greg. What's he like?
He's a tough old bastard and no doubt about it. And greedy to the bone. He makes Francis, our treasurer, pay out not a penny more than what it takes to prevent a mutiny. And if one of us ever gets his hands on something really valuable, he'll inevitably take it for himself. I once took a compass from a royal frigate. That bastard Greg made me hand it over, of course. Bah. He probably buried it somewhere, just like the rest of his treasures.
Where might Greg have buried that compass?
Greg once told me that Death himself watches over my compass. Then he laughed.
Anything else?
There's a beach at the southern coast. It can only be reached by sea. Greg is said to have been there often. Maybe you'll find something there. I once went there to see what I might find myself, but the area is teeming with monsters. If you really want to give it a try, don't forget to bring a pick.
All that matters is strength, so don't tell me.
What can you tell me about Francis?
Greg put him in command while he's gone. But Francis is a total failure as a leader. He can't even get Morgan to stir his lazy ass out of bed. Henry and his boys are the only ones doing anything around here. The others are just enjoying themselves instead of working. I can only hope that Greg will come back soon. He'll give them all a good swift kick in the ass.
Anything new?
Nothing ever happens anymore since Greg left.
Let's deal.
Same old thing, all over again.
Yeah, he really said that.
It had to happen sooner or later.
New here, are you? Great. We can use every man.
How are things?
Right now, all's quiet in the camp, so I'm going to relax a little. And if I were you, I'd do the same. Since the bandits are here now, the situation may change faster than we like.
What do you know about the bandits?
You mean besides the fact that they're a deadly menace and outnumber us by far?
Yes?
They're rolling in gold. Well, at least they were rolling in gold and never paid for their last shipment. But I doubt that it's because those bastards ran out of gold. It's more likely that they've gotten way too big for their boots.
Hey, looky there, a newbie. And the landlubber at that. You're a bit scrawny for a pirate.
Can you teach me something?
Teach you? You bet. I could teach you to become stronger and improve your dexterity. But why would I want to do that?
Because I'll buy you a drink.
Not bad, kiddo. Got it. First try. But don't even bother to bring me some cheap rotgut.
I'll get you some grog.
Are you trying to poison me? I'm not touching that muck. Do you have any idea what's in there? Old Samuel has some good stuff as well. Go get me some of that. Have you ever tried Samuel's special recipe?
No, not yet.
Then have a go at it. It's a must try. Oh, I love this concoction.
Anything new?
Wait a moment. Not as far as I can see. Same old, same old.
What have we here? Crossing the path of old Skip again? I know you.
I agree with you completely.
The bay near the city, remember?
His decision, wasn't it?
Skip, right?
I see I made a lasting impression.
telling you anything
But
new.
I've seen your mug elsewhere in the meantime. But of course.
He doesn't even know how to hold a sword.
Oh well, not a great likeness, but it's certainly you. Don't let it get to you. My own wanted poster looks just as daft.
What are you doing here?
I've just come back from Khorinis, and now I'm waiting for Greg to return.
knew that.
I saw Greg in Khorinis.
He thinks
Really?
it's as easy as
Damn,
that.
something must have gone wrong then.
Is it really
He should have been here with our ship some time ago. I suppose I should go back to Khorinis and wait for him there. But certainly not today. I only just arrived
He
here.
thinks it's as easy as that.
What can you tell me about the bandits?
The bandits? They're attacking us! Why do you think we're building this palisade? We brought those scumbags over here ourselves. We used to trade with them. Boy, let me tell you, they've got more gold than they'll ever know what to do with. They were prepared to pay any price for a bottle of rum. But those times are past. It's war now.
What happened?
Those bastards hadn't paid for their last shipment.
But
So
I'm staying
I
out
went
of
there to see what had become of our gold. But when I got to the swamp, the swine attacked me. And that's not all.
That isn't true.
They killed Angus and Hank, two of our best people.
business?
Just stay away from that swamp, I tell you. They'll go after anyone who doesn't look as shabby as they do.
I'm not telling you anything new.
Have you ever met Raven?
Certainly. When I was with Henry up at the gate, I watched Raven place some of his boys at the tower to the south, just a stone's throw from our camp. I guess they're supposed to spy on us. I've also seen how he treats his people when they don't do his bidding. He'll make short shrift of anyone who doesn't obey his orders to the letter.
doesn't see that.
Mark
I
my
can't help
words, stay well away from Raven.
I'm staying out of it.
Tell me more about Angus and Hank.
Angus and Hank were supposed to meet with some bandits in front of the camp. They were carrying all kinds of supplies, everything those bastards had ordered from us. Forged steel and
Things would have turned
lockpicks
out different
and
if
whatnot.
it hadn't been for
But
us.
they never came back. The
Don't tell me
bandit
you
swine
knew
must have done away with them. Morgan and Bill went out to look for
I'm
them
staying out of it.
without any success. Bill was pretty devastated. They were both friends of his. He's still
He
young.
really should have known
These
better.
things really get to him. The rest of us took it in our stride. The goods we can afford to lose. But the grog they were carrying.
That's all just.
We're talking at least 20 bottles.
Been there, done that.
I need bandits' armor.
You want to go
That's
in
all
there?
just gossip.
Are you insane? Once those guys find out,
Nobody wants
you're not
to
one of them. You're sausage meat.
Do you have any idea where I could find armor like that?
You don't give up easily, do you? All right. We used to have a suit. Greg's probably still got it somewhere, up in his hut. Maybe you can buy it from him when he gets
Don't
back.
tell me you didn't know that.
Can you tell me how to get into his hut?
Whoa there! Not so fast. You weren't thinking of ransacking Greg's stuff, were you? When he left,
you
he
should
gave
say
the
that
key to
myself.
Francis and told him not to let anyone into his
Telling
hut.
you anything new?
What can you tell me about Francis?
No idea, you tell
Francis is our treasurer. The captain trusts him.
Don't tell me you didn't.
That's probably why he left him in command. But none of the
Don't
boys
have to
here
tell me
really
that.
take him seriously. If you want to know more, talk to Samuel. He's got his still in the little cave north of here.
happen
There isn't a
sooner or
soul
later.
in this camp Samuel doesn't know all kinds of things about.
Been
Can
there,
you
done
take me
that.
to Khorinis?
No way. I'm not leaving now. I'll find myself a decent swig of grog first.
Things would have turned out differently if it hadn't been for us.
Have you got anything to sell?
If you want to trade, go to Garrett. He's in charge of our
You don't
supplies.
have to tell me that.
He would have never thought of that himself.
I'm staying out of it.
Is it really true?
What do you know about Francis?
You mean, besides the fact that he's lazy and incompetent?
Yes.
Let me think. Nope. That's all that springs to mind.
How are things going with you?
What's up? Did Henry send you here? Tell him to get his planks as soon as I'm done. If he can't wait that long, he's welcome to saw them himself.
What are all these planks for?
We use them for the palisade, you dimwit. Greg thought it would be a good idea to secure our camp this way. We can save ourselves the work if you ask me. If the bandits are really planning to attack us, this ridiculous palisade isn't going to stop them. We should have never tolerated them in our valley in the first place. If I'd known all this in advance, I'd have stayed in Khorinis.
Can I help you saw?
Nah, I can handle this by myself. I joined up here not long ago, and letting others do my work won't get me anywhere if you get my drift.
I'm looking for Angus and Hank.
I have no idea where they are. The bandits must have got them.
You were friends with them, weren't you?
All I know is that they were gonna meet up with the bandits in a cave not far from here. It must be somewhere outside our camp, to the east. I don't know where exactly. I've never been there myself. Maybe you should ask Alligator Jack about this. He's always roaming around outside the camp.
You've been to Khorinis?
Yes, I kept myself afloat there, picking pockets and doing a little swindle or two. But whenever fewer ships came in, business got worse and worse. At some point, I got tired of being on the run from the militia for a few crusts of bread. That's when I joined Greg. Now I'm stuck here, sawing all day to build a palisade that's of no use to anyone.
Can you teach me something?
Well, I could show you how to pick other people's pockets unnoticed, but you should be fairly dexterous, or you can just forget it.
What does he know about duty?
That was obvious all along.
It's his decision, wasn't it?
Can you tell me something about Francis?
Look around you. The only ones working are Henry and his boys. Morgan spends all day in bed or guzzling booze. No such nonsense with Greg. If you don't toe the line, he'll kick you in the butt, and that's that.
Business.
I think I've found something. Nothing to be had there. Nothing there.
deal.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
Here's your compass. Yes, that's it. I never thought I'd see it again. Thanks, man. This time Greg won't get a hold of it again. Here, take this belt in return. It's my most valuable piece.
I'm no better off myself.
That'll never change.
Listen to the wrong people.
Hey, you! Teach me.
If you continue like that, you'll soon be able to board a ship all by yourself.
He simply needs to practice more.
I agree with you completely.
I couldn't care less. That'll never change. There's more, believe me.
Don't tell me.
I'm here to deliver some meat.
I need a sip to wake me up. That's better. So again, what do you want?
I'm here to deliver some meat. From Alligator Jack?
I remember. Right. The meat. Give it here.
What are you doing here?
Greg made me commander of one of the 2 raiding troops. I'm responsible for keeping the camp supplied. Alligator Jack sees to that. I'm also responsible for keeping those beasts you find out here well away from the camp. That's what the boys do. I told him I don't want to see a single beast left around here when Greg comes back.
Do you ever do anything yourself?
Hey, none of that lip. Mine is the most important task of all. I train my people. I make them into the best and most fearless fighters who ever sailed these waters. And it's not like the lads do all that work for nothing. They get a good-sized bag of gold for their efforts.
I want to join your troop.
My troop is hanging out at the beach. Those boys won't lift a finger until the captain is back. You can count on that. But if you want to show everybody what you're made of, feel free to work on the northern beach. It's full of lurkers and who knows what else. Take them on by yourself, and you'll earn the respect of the people. Welcome to my troop. I'll go lie back down.
What do you think of Francis?
I don't mind him, as long as he leaves me alone.
Isn't he the boss around here?
He thinks he's the boss, but at some point, Greg will return, and then Francis gets to go back to sawing planks.
Can you train me as well?
Sure, I can show you how to fight with one-handed weapons.
About Angus and Hank.
Oh, don't remind me of them. They probably got themselves killed by bandits, and Angus had my ring on him. Well, sure, it was his ring, in a way. He won it from me playing dice, but I would have gotten it back, and now it's gone. If you find my ring, bring it back to me. I'd certainly make it up to you.
Go lie back down.
Great idea.
The northern beach is all cleared.
What about the cave? Have you been there too? Well, that's part of it too. Come back when you're done.
The northern beach is all cleared.
What about the cave? Have you been there too?
Sure thing.
Ah, great. You're a good man. Here's your reward.
Is there anything else for me to do?
Not at the moment. Go find yourself a bunk and have a decent bottle of rum. Ah, this is good stuff.
Ah, a new face. What do you want, rum or something stronger?
I want to talk to you about Francis.
Just don't mention that wannabe captain. He sits on his fat ass all day acting important. We'd all like to know what the hell the captain was thinking when he put him in command here. What do you want from that prig?
I must get into Greg's hut.
Really? To do what?
I need a bandit's armor.
Francis will never agree to let you go into the hut so that you can nab a few of Greg's things. Unless...
Yes?
You've got something he really wants. I know that Francis has hidden something in an abandoned mine in the canyon. Once, when we were on guard duty together and he dozed off as always, he went on about it in his sleep. I've no clue what he buried there, but maybe it's so important to him that he'll let you into the hut to get it back. When the captain comes back and finds some of his things are missing, he'll have Francis's hide for it.
I want something stronger.
Ah, a seeker. I'm always after new recipes myself. Decent booze should be clear and strong and burn your throat like liquid fire. You don't find that very often. But I'm talking too much. You want a drink? Here, my own recipe. How do you like that? I call it hasty herring.
Ooh, impressive.
You can say that again. You wouldn't happen to know a good recipe for booze yourself. If you do, you must tell me. Want another?
Give me some of your hasty herring.
Rather vile muck, but effective.
What else have you got?
I can get you anything a pirate needs in order to survive.
What's new in the camp?
Nothing much has been happening here since Greg left. Morgan and most of his boys been just hanging around and boozing all day. The only one who does anything at all is Henry. He and his boys are building the palisade. It's high time for Captain Greg to come back and give that Francis a good swift kick in the ass.
Hey. Here you go.
Ah, down the hatch like liquid fire.
If he doesn't see that, I can't help it.
Hey, you! Do you know Angus and his friend Hank?
I haven't seen them in a while, and I wouldn't mind if the pair of them never came back.
Why?
Oh, those bums always hung around the lake, scaring off the game.
What lake would that be?
Remember our hunt?
Yep.
The lake in the hollow. That's where I usually saw them.
I've activated another one of the teleporter stones. Give me the next focus.
Of course. Here it is. Was it difficult?
Depends on how you look at it. I could use a bit of support.
I could give you some gold. Would that help?
It couldn't hurt.
Let's see. Here are a few gold coins. Oh, by the way, before I forget, Satyras would like to talk to you. You should see him as soon as possible.
Hey, you!
I'm tremendously relieved to see that you have arrived here unscathed.
How is it that you arrived here before me?
We traveled through a curious dimension. Who knows what detours you took?
And now, can I use the portal again?
We came here directly. It obviously works quite well. Of course, I'll let you know if I have the suspicion that it could be otherwise.
What have you done here up to now?
I'm studying the history of the builders, and I'm trying to understand why they closed the portal. It looks very much as though they wanted to hide the sunken city from the rest of the world. Terrible things happened here many years ago, They were seized by something awful. There was a dreadful civil war shortly before the downfall of the city, if their records can be believed. The streets were in flames, and a flood which devoured everything ultimately sealed the fate of the builders. The few who survived the inferno closed this part of the island in the hope of locking up the chaos.
Did you say that there was a flood?
Adanos himself appeared to them to end the madness. He razed the city to the ground.
What made the builders so agitated?
One of their own devoted himself to evil. He was a great commander named Quahodron. Returning from a successful battle outside the protecting walls of the city, he brought the evil with him. All of his followers fell to the madness a short time later and began to battle with the common folk. The civil war that followed reduced everything to rubble.
And we fools have reopened the portal.
I'm not happy about that either, believe you me. But what choice did we have? If we cannot stop what is happening here, then Khorinis will suffer exactly the same fate that once befell the builders of this ancient city.
What do you think we will find here?
I can only speculate about that. You should talk to Satyrus. He has a certain idea.
The trip through this portal is safe?
I haven't had any reservations so far.
It is good you came. We have new discoveries that we must share with you.
Then let's hear it.
The sunken city once bore the name of Jarkandar. There were 5 rulers in the city who shared the power over their people. Each of these rulers had a mansion where he lived and kept his belongings. Therefore, in your search for the relics of the ancient culture, it is crucial that you should search through these mansions.
Where should I look for these mansions?
Riordan has studied the structure of the buildings in Jarkandar. He will tell you where you should look for the mansions.
What if these mansions no longer exist?
If you cannot find the houses, then they presumably sank with the city. However, should they still exist, they would be of inestimable value for our studies.
Nefarious told me about a flood.
It is written that Adanos himself descended from heaven to punish the unbelievers and banish them to the realm of the dead. Aroused by his holy wrath, he let the sea fall upon the builders of this city and swept them away. The swamp to the east still bears witness to these events of the past.
What could have made Adanos so angry?
The temple of this city was once a great, glorious structure. Everyone honored it and prayed to our god, Adanos. Radamus, the son of the commander Quahodron, desecrated the temple. As a result, one after another fell victim to evil. I suspect that Adanos would not forgive this, and his revenge fell upon the land. This makes it even more important that we stop Raven. He is about to do exactly the same thing. May Adanos protect you.
Satyrus sent me. I'm supposed to search through the 5 mansions of Jarkandar.
It took me a long time to find the location of the mansions in the writings of the builders, but now I can tell you exactly.
Where do I find the 5 mansions?
The House of the Scholars is a large library. It must be somewhere far to the north. The House of the Warriors was a fortress ringed by rocks in the east. The priests and guardians of the dead had their dwellings near each other. You should find them in the southwest. And the healers had their House of Convalescence in the southeast. If these houses are still standing, you'll recognize them from their method of construction. They are elevated. A steep stairway leads to the entrance covered by high columns.
That's not what I heard.
Nobody wants to know.
Will it ever change?
It had to happen sooner or later.
Will it ever change?
He thinks it's as easy as that.
I must get into Greg's hut.
Forget it. Greg's not there. And I've locked the door, and now I see to it that nobody sneaks around here to do a little looting. So make yourself scarce, or I'll let you have it.
Greg is your boss?
Now don't try and tell me that you know him. Any sailor, even any cursed landlubber on this island, knows the terrible Captain Greg, and he left me in command. I'm responsible for making those lazy bums do what he commanded. Some of the boys may think they can do whatever they damn well want now that the captain's not here. Won't they be surprised when Greg comes back? I'll tell him everything that's been going on here. Got it? Including who's been trying to get into his hut. So make yourself scarce, or you'll be in a load of trouble.
Give me the key to Greg's hut.
You must be joking.
Well then, let's see what you got.
What? I'm the captain here. I'll teach you respect, you landlubber.
I know nothing about picking locks.
Hey, you. What are you doing in my hut?
I've just been gone for a couple of days and everyone thinks they can do what they damn well please. What the hell is going on here? The palisade still isn't finished? The canyon is overrun with beasts and everybody is just hanging around enjoying themselves. So this is all you've accomplished, Francis? Get off my bench at once. And you? What have you done?
I've been working.
Have you? And what?
I've done away with the bandits in the tower. There are no more beasts on the beach to the north.
Well, it's a beginning, I guess. I'll teach you the true meaning of work.
What is there to do?
First of all, we'll make things hum around here. Morgan, that lazy pig, gets to saw planks. You will take over Morgan's job and clear those beasts out of the damn canyon.
What beasts?
The razors in the canyon are coming closer and closer to our camp. I won't wait until they've eaten one of my men who's had a few too many.
Am I supposed to do that all by myself?
Just go ahead and grab some of the boys. Let them earn their pay instead of just gabbing all day.
I guess I'll get going then.
One more thing. You're one of us now. So get yourself a decent hunting outfit first. Here's some of our armor for you. I hope it fits. And don't dawdle. Get right to it.
I need that bandit's armor.
Prove yourself useful first. Then we can talk. First, kill all the razors in the canyon.
So how did you get here?
You weren't expecting me, huh? Just so we set this straight, I'm Greg, and this here is my camp. That enough for you?